Oh my god. At the end of the trailer, like, don't worry, the dog doesn't die. Hey y'all, hey, it's Amber bringing you another weekly video of movie talk. And we got some stuff to talk about, so let's get started. First things first, a little update on my award season viewing journey. I watched Tick Tick Boom finally, and I'm still just kind of blown away with how good of a movie that was. I tend to stay away from musicals just because I'm like, I don't want to really sit through really good dramatic scenes and then just all of a sudden they go into song, unless of course the music is good, which in this case, this movie, I pretty much ended up loving most of the songs. I actually still am singing This Is the Life. Bo, 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 bo. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely do. It's a great one. It's on Netflix. And Andrew Garfield is pretty much nominated for a lot of different academies. I can't name them off the top of my head, but rightfully so. He does a great performance in this, and oh my god, his voice, his singing voice is pretty legit. Which halfway through it, I'm like, hasn't he done some Broadway plays? So I'm like, he's got a Broadway singing voice, so this makes total sense. So if you haven't already, check it out. If you have seen it already, let me know in the comments what you thought, because I loved it. Now let's talk about some new releases. So let's talk about the new releases for this upcoming weekend, which is February 18th through the 20th. There's 2 wide releases, funny enough, that I've already watched the trailers for. There's a bunch of limited release movies, but none of them kind of caught my eye, so let's just jump right into those wide releases. So the first wide release is Uncharted, which stars Tom Holland and Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Please don't come for me, Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland star in the new movie, Uncharted. If I remember correctly, that's based off of a video game, so that's all I really know. And then the second wide release is the movie Dog, which I really want to see. It's Channing Tatum's new movie, and it looks like it's based off of a dog that served in the military, so a military service dog. Its owner or handler dies, so Channing Tatum is given the task to transport the dog to the funeral. The only problem is this dog doesn't like anyone but its handler, so that alone should tell you there's going to be a lot of shenanigans in this movie. And if anyone knows anything about Channing Tatum besides the fact that he is beautiful, is he's very good at comedy, so I really want to see this movie already. And I've seen the trailer, but let's watch these 2 trailers again just for my own enjoyment. Alright, so I found one thing I do like nowadays is how they have final trailers for movies that come out. So even if I've seen the trailer already, I could watch the final trailer because it's like the final boost to get people to go see. So that's what we're gonna do with Uncharted right now. This is the final trailer, which if you haven't realized, over these weekly movie talks, I do provide the trailers that I watch down below. So if you wanna watch them to get your own reaction, you're welcome. Is it me, or does Tom Holland just kind of remind you of an upgraded version of Jamie Bell? If you don't know who Jamie Bell is, I feel bad for you. He's the original Billy Elliot. In the movie, that is, not on Broadway, because that's a movie to Broadway situation. Okay, so this trailer is just showing me a bunch of action stuff, so it's not really gonna tell me much. I feel like this movie is about a treasure hunt, right? And then they have people coming after them. Mark Wahlberg has the greatest sarcastic, like, physical humor. Like, he's made it his own. It's so fun. Oh, so it's a pirate ship they found, and him and Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg are partners. So it's gonna be high power action. Again, I think it's a video game. I love Mark Wahlberg, so I might go see this. It's like Tom Holland's pulling a Tom Cruise in this, hanging off of pirate ship and stuff. That was a bad final trailer. It's just a bunch of stuff happening. It was too much stuff happening that it didn't really explain anything, so I could see like a lot of, like, this is a dude flick. So that's why they present it like that, in my opinion. So that they'll go see it regardless, especially if it's a fucking video game. Again, I love Mark Wahlberg, so that'll probably be the reason why I go see it, just because in the other trailers that I've seen, he gives off like his signature like deadpan sarcastic humor, and I'm always here for that. So this next one is the trailer for the movie Dog with Channing Tatum. I'm gonna see if they have a final trailer. I don't think they will, just because I feel like this movie's a little bit more indie, if you know what I mean. Oh, they got like a Valentine's Day trailer. I'll treat that as the final trailer for this, so let's watch that. Oh, fuck you. Oh my god, they're playing Shania Twain, and then he's getting attacked by the dog. This is amazing. Okay, this is funny. Love is complicated. You're just a demon. Oh, they need to stop. This is hilarious. Okay, that part is the part that had me is when the dog took the water bottle out of Channing's hand. I think I spit laughed. when I did a reaction video for this. Oh my god. At the end of the trailer, like, don't worry, the dog doesn't die. That's appreciated. There's so many moviegoers that are like, oh my god, if the dog dies, I'm rioting. So in that Valentine's Day trailer, you get reassured that the dog does not die. But that trailer was hilarious because it was like a spoof on love, because it kept showing all the bad stuff that happens between him and the dog since they're not interacting well. And of course, Channing Tatum looks like he's gonna be hilarious in this, so I'm down. If you go see either one of these movies, let me know in the comments how they were so we could talk about it. Now that that's done, let's get into last week's statistics. Alright, so let's go over the changes in the top 10 for last weekend, which was February 11th through the 13th. We are saying goodbye to 3 movies this week from the top 10, and starting at number 21 is the 355, which was previously at number 9, and after 6 weeks on the charts, we're saying goodbye. The second movie we're saying goodbye to came in at number 16, which was American Underdog, which was previously at number 8, so after 8 weeks on the charts. And then finally, the last one we're saying goodbye to came in at number 12, which was Redeeming Love, which was previously at number 6. So after 7 weeks on the charts, it's also adios amigos. Now on to the actual top 10. Coming in at number 10 was The King's Man, which was previously at number 6. At number 9 was Licorice Pizza, which was previously at number 11, because like I said, it's just gonna pop in and out until this award season is over. This is kind of the real shocker. At number 8 was Scream, which was previously at number 4. See what I'm saying? This one's probably the most shocking though, but I kind of called it. But at number 7 this past weekend was Moonfall, which was previously at number 2. That is a very big drop in its second week in the charts, because and then finally at number 6 was Sing 2, which was previously at number 5. Just holding on for dear life. Now let's get to the main event, which is the top 5, and see how well I did with my predictions. So hey, before we get into the top 5, if you're having fun today, make sure to like and share this video with other movie fans that you may know of. And don't forget to subscribe and tap that bell so you don't miss out on any other videos that I might be putting up soon. So who knows what kind of stuff I might put up at this point. Anyways, back to me. Alright, right before the top 5, let's go over my prediction for last weekend. You know, like what I thought would make it into the top 5 in which order. And again, that was for February 11th through the 13th. So if I remember correctly, last week I was saying that this one was kind of hard to decide because it's a bunch of movies coming out. I think we had 3 last week. And I didn't know how hard they would hit against Jackass and Spider-Man, which I think Spider-Man is still got a running in the top 5. But this is what I came up with. At number 5, I chose Spider-Man No Way Home. At number 4, I chose Jackass Forever. At number 3, I chose Blacklight. At number 2, I chose Marry Me. And for number 1, I chose Death of the Nile. So let's get over to those top 5 to see how well or how bad I did. Alright, so here we are. Main event, top 5 for February 11th through the 13th, which again was last weekend. Coming in at number 5 in its opening weekend was Blacklight, making $3 million. So kind of called it, knew it wasn't going to hit really hard, but got this wrong because I thought it might get a little bit higher. At number 4 is Spider-Man No Way Home, making $7 million. And it was previously at number 3. At number 3 in its opening weekend was Marry Me, making $8 million at the box office. So far I'm not doing too well with these predictions. At number 2 was Jackass Forever, making $8.05 million, and it was previously at number 1. So it looks like it barely took that spot from Marry Me, but we'll see for next week. And at number 1, as predicted, and the only thing I got right this week's predictions, was Death of the Nile in its opening weekend, making $12 million. So pretty low money numbers this weekend, but as I said, it's been a while since we had any really like heavy hitting new movies, so it is as expected. So now let's make some predictions for this upcoming weekend. Okay, so for the predictions for this coming weekend, which is February 18th through the 20th, this is what I came up with. Again, it was kind of a hard one to gauge just because the ones that are coming out, I don't think they're going to be heavy hitting, but they might, you know, make it into the 5. So at number 5, I'm choosing Spider-Man No Way Home, which I could also be completely wrong about that, but that's what I'm choosing for this weekend. At number 4, I'm choosing Marry Me, only just because I just recently realized that you could also stream it on Peacock. So I feel like a lot of people will just end up staying home and watching it, especially for Valentine's Day. Not that Valentine's Day is this coming weekend, but either way, you know what I mean, or I hope you do. Number 3, I'm choosing Dog, just because again, I think it's too indie for people to get higher than that, but you know, Channing Tatum has a pretty legitimate like following, like fan base, so they'll go out to see it, and some people might go see it just because it looks funny, but I don't think it'll get that high. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets lower for its opening weekend, but for my predictions, I'm going with number 3. At number 2, I'm choosing Death of the Nile, just because it also too feels like an indie dramatic movie. Yeah, it's like adventurous and mystery and everything, but the main pull for that movie, I think, is the star power, and after a little bit it just kind of dwindles, so I feel like it's going to start going down. Mainly because at number 1, I'm choosing Uncharted, which is a video game, I think, so you'll have that kind of interest going into it, but I could also see, you know, Death of the Nile being number 1 and Uncharted being number 2, so it could go either way, because I don't think they're heavy-hitting movies box office wise, but they do have the star power to bring people to the yard. They're milkshakes. Oh my god. Anyways, plus I mean, Tom Holland's kind of a big deal right now because of Spider-Man, so they have that new rush of people wanting to see all of his stuff, or at least I think they will. So plus everyone, I think most people love Mark Wahlberg, so they got that, they got action, they got humor, they got both of them in it, so there might be a rush, but it could go either way. Those are my choices for this upcoming weekend. How do you think the top 5 is going to pan out for this upcoming weekend? Let me know in the comments. And when I remember, I'll put mine down there as well so we can compare and see who gets more right next week. So that's a wrap for this week's movie talk. Remember, if you had fun today, make sure to let me know down below. And until next time, tell your mother I said hello. Bye, y'all.